welcome to Tabletop Finds, brought to you by the Tabletop Travel Guide. Today, we are going to be talking about backgrounds. I personally love a background, so when I'm conceptualizing a character, I think this is like a really fun place to start. Sometimes I have an idea in my brain about like where this character has been. Other times I don't.
Sam, what is a background?
A background, if you are not aware, is a character building mechanic. A background gives you a little bit of a backstory for your character that then explains ability boosts that you get and skills, sometimes feats, some different little like flavor things that go into the base of your build.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I really like playing with them. I think they're fun.
Yeah, I feel like people sleep on backgrounds.
Yeah, I feel like it's like people don't pay attention a lot. It's like, oh, I need the 2 ability boosts, and I picked that background because it gave me the ability boost rather than like looking at the story first.
Sure.
Yeah. Before we dive in, though, since we are coming into 2024, we wanted to do a listener survey to just kind of hear from you guys, hear how you heard about us, what you think of us, any things you're looking forward to from us in 2024. So it's quick. It's 5 questions, 2 of which are optional. So, shouldn't take you more than a couple minutes. So please go to our website, tabletoptravelguide.com. It'll be right on the homepage. So if you can fill it out, that'd be great.
All right, so to talk about backgrounds today, we all brought a couple that we thought were fun or that we liked, or I don't know, maybe that we thought were terrible. We didn't give specific criteria for which ones we're going to talk about. But yeah, so we're going to talk about a few of them, just like fun flavor. So hopefully this gets you excited about character building and adds another layer to what you come up with. So we are going to start with Ryan. Ryan, give us a background.
So speaking of flavor...
Ooh.
For my first one, I tried to pick like a common one and then one that's kind of out there. So my common one, I picked cook.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And I just picked this because I think there's a lot of different really cool examples of characters in media that are cooks. And there's a lot of ways you can play a cook and a lot of ways you can play off as a cook. Like there's the cook from One Piece. I don't really watch One Piece. Sanji, there's a cook from One Piece. There's the Swedish chef, which is a little bit the other direction of...
the Muppets. 2 types of people.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that you can bring in like the cooking aspect. It's a way to use your crafting skill. You get cooking lore, and you get the seasoned skill feat. So there's lots of different ways you can kind of like bring your character into things and know about how to cook things and
like
nice to your fellow party members, cook them a meal when you're sitting in camp. It's just a cool little way to do it.
I feel like I always look for just what the bonuses are a lot. And I always forget that like, oh yeah, you get a cool skill feat sometimes, like looking through those. What's the seasoned skill feat do?
It's not a big deal. You get a +1 circumstance bonus check to crafting food and drink.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's just, like you're a little bit better just because you're a cook.
Yeah.
You get to cook stuff.
I like that. And I feel like having your background can be solid for just kind of like help informing both, what flavor feats you want to pick up, like skill feats, and how your character kind of reacts to things.
Well, I like too, like a lot of backgrounds don't define your backstory.
Yeah.
It's flavor. Like you can still have a dramatic or traumatic or fun backstory, but like also I'm a cook. Yeah. And I make things.
Nice. So my first, I went both common because there are a lot of really cool rare backgrounds, but I'm like, a lot of those take a lot of more effort from the GM. So I did 2 common ones, but I did a general one and then a regional one.
Okay.
So my general one is Magical Misfit. Basically, compared to wizards who are like, magic should be handled well and safely and like respected, you are kind of just vibing with your magic. You either use it to escape trouble or cause trouble or escape consequences, or just kind of like you are using your magic for your own gains, and that's your life.
A little bit of miscreant magic.
Yeah, you are trained in Arcana, you gain the underworld lore skill, and you gain trick magic item.
Oh, that's a good one.
That could be cool for like, a rogue or something where you're just like, I'm gonna use a bunch of scrolls or something, or if you're a wizard, or I just kind of like the idea of a in a stuffy wizard school, you just have this guy like
Yep.
making pranks and doing
I was
stuff.
literally thinking of like a high school situation where like he's the weird plucky outsider wizard.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I that one was from Secrets of Magic. Yeah, it just seemed like cool just way to inform a character, I think.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, so the first one that I'm going to talk about is also from Secrets of Magic. It's also a common one. It is not the same, but I did read that one when I was looking.
Oh.
So the one that I chose was False Medium.
Oh.
So I picked ones that I just was like, man, I want to build a character with this as I was going through them. So do you know what a medium is, Ryan?
That's like the seance person, right?
Yes. A false medium is someone who cannot actually do that, but will pretend that they can for money.
So real life seance people.
So Ryan, you might come see me. Like, I would like to talk to my dead grandma, and I would say, of course.
Yes.
And we would talk to your dead grandma, but I would be completely making her up.
I kind of love this.
Yeah, I was like, this just seems hilarious.
Especially in a world where gods
this actually
and deities
exists.
Yeah.
You couldn't just be an actually good cleric?
So hilariously, though, because we do live in a magical world where this exists, so this gives you the occultism skills. So you do at least know about the occult.
You understand
just,
the
you
magic.
get it. You've got the knowledge behind it. You just can't do the magic part.
Uh-huh.
You also get fortune telling lore.
Oh my god.
And then you gain deceptive worship as a skill feat because you're not actually attuned to a deity. You're like making it up as you go.
What would be amazing if you can even do a magic character that's just not a cleric and just fake it. Like, yeah, you could be like a divine sorcerer or something where like you have all of you tick all the boxes, but it's just because you're blood. So you're like, yes, I'm a medium. I can cast magic. I can't speak to a deity, but I will.
This is fine.
That's really cool. I love that.
Yeah, look out. Next campaign I have to build something for. I've done Charlatan before, which is similar where it's like the fortune telling. That one is a little bit less of pretending to be doing magic. Like you could be, reading cards or So Charlatan is a similar vein. That one's in the core rule book.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like that though.
Just a fun little flavor.
Especially as a GM, if you had a player with that, I feel like there's just so many hooks you can tie into that. I think that's the other really cool thing about backgrounds is like being able to have a background that is relevant to the campaign or tied in some way. As an adventure path GM, having the backgrounds there, like here, the player guide.
That's the way.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever read through like a player's guide from an adventure path, but they have like here are the backgrounds that you could choose would be good.
Yeah,
having that is so much better. But yeah, like I've fit characters with different backgrounds into campaigns, and it's just so much easier when you have a hook. Like the background gives such an easy hook to the GM to be like, okay, I'm just gonna tie straight in and go for it. And, give your players some little fun tidbits.
Well, Sam used that too in her campaign. You kind of said like, here's 4 or 5 backgrounds. I don't know. Did you make us pick one of those?
No, I just said they were options. So I pulled some specific backgrounds that I knew I could tie in.
Yeah. And
some of them I tweaked a little bit for my campaign. It was inspired by the Kingmaker Adventure Path, which is a 1E, but it's not like a 1-to-1, and I didn't like transfer it over. I just stole some of the elements of it.
Classic.
So a couple of the backgrounds were specific backgrounds to that adventure path that then I tweaked to make sense for the one that we were doing. So some people took those, but then other people took just like regular ones too.
Yeah.
It was funny that like Greg and I both took Daggermark.
Yes.
Hilariously, I pulled up my path builder and I must have either imported your character or Greg's character, probably Greg's, at some point, because I saw the Daggermark Initiate custom background. And I'm like, what? Like, is this a background? And I'm like, oh, wait. I'm like, I didn't put this in.
I mean, I don't think I sent you mine, but I definitely put it in my path builder file. I typed it in there. Yeah.
I mean, maybe, did I print off your character?
No, because I printed mine.
It's probably Greg's then.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, backgrounds give GMs good plot hooks and are fun.
Well, perfect. This parlays perfectly because I have also picked one from a Pathfinder PFS quest.
Oh, nice. Okay.
PFS quest 110, the Broken Scale.
Ooh.
Oh,
The prerequisite is that you are a kobold,
love it.
and I'm going to get into character here real quick. It's called Sewer Dragon.
Okay.
You were born of the sewer dragons. Born in Absalom sewers, strengthened by a life defending your territory. Yeah, you're a kobold and you were born in the sewers and you fight in the sewers and
Oh
you're
my
a
God.
sewer dragon because you're a little dragon.
Oh, it just sounds very adorable.
I realized
except
halfway
that
through
it's
you
the
were doing the
sewer.
Bane voice.
Yeah, it probably does
I'm
not
like-
come through on
I'm like-
podcast audio medium, but
Yeah.
I just love the
He was
idea.
doing the Bane. I was staring at you and I didn't realize it was the Bane voice until I'm like, oh,
I
that's
thought it
easy.
was Shredder at first.
It probably
so-
could be Shredder. That also is
Okay.
applicable.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, I just like the idea of little dragons and like a clan or a group of kobolds running around the sewers, calling themselves the sewer dragons and be like, we're the sewer dragons. You can't fight us, man.
Oh my
I-
gosh, let's make that campaign its West Side Story, but with
There-
kobolds.
so there is during the free RPG day at one point Paizo put out Little Trouble in Big Absalom, and you're all a bunch of kobolds,
Yeah.
and I think it's kind of that thing where like you're going on like a little adventure as kobolds in sewers and stuff. So like that'd be the perfect.
Oh, yeah. Like your quest is to get the cat down from the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the kobolds so much in Pathfinder. They're just like funny little guys.
Yeah. I mean, the actual background is very average. Like you get your boosts, you get crafting, you get kobold lore, and you get snare crafting,
Oh.
which is like very mid. But yeah, I just love the image of a bunch of kobolds running around calling themselves the sewer dragons.
Me too.
Nice. Okay, so my next one was regional. So the region is in Old Cheliax,
Okay.
and this would be specifically in Ravenel or based in. So this background is called Bellflower Agent, and the Bellflower Network is a network dedicated to free halfling slaves.
Mm.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
There's like a whole big thing in Cheliax of like having halflings as slaves.
Yeah, they don't think they're people.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's a whole network that, called the Bellflower Network, and you have Bellflower agents and Bellflower tillers, and they're like different levels of the hierarchy and like how you organize, like the organizers versus the actual agents.
Oh.
So, if you're part of the agency, you're from Cheliax and like you are gung-ho against slaves or gung-ho against slavery. Even if you weren't in Old Cheliax, beyond that, like having the past history of being part of a network
Yeah.
could inform a lot of how you react to situations. I also picked this one because it shows up in the Adventure Path Age of Ashes. The network does. And my players, I pivoted from Age of Ashes after book 3, mostly because I got bored of it. It's fine. We'll talk about the Adventure Path at some point. But one of my players, they interacted with the network, and he's like, well, I want to build a new character for this other one, for your other campaign, but I think my character would go become a Bellflower tiller
Oh.
or agent. Which
That's sweet.
Yeah. So I like the regional ones. Sometimes, as we've gone farther into learning all the different lore, I feel like the regional really helps you both settle into a background for your character and also settle into the world of like, I'm from Cheliax and worked for this network, and you already have like so many hooks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Love it.
Yeah, Bellflower Agent, World Guide.
Very
Nice.
cool.
All right, so my second one is called Hounded Thief. This one came out of Guns and Gears. It's also a common one. I chose it because it takes regular thief but adds like a little twist to it.
Okay.
So it gives it a little bit more dynamicness, I guess, when you're using it. So essentially what the background is that you stole something from a strange individual. It could have been something clockwork from a far off land or some strange bit of technology, something weird.
Sure.
Though you could still have it. You might have sold it regardless, you can't shake the feeling that you're being followed and watched
Yes.
by whoever wants their item back. And then you get your ability boosts, and then your skills that you get with it are thievery, underworld lore, and you get the pickpocket skill feat. So I was just like, this is cool because you get your like thievery background, but then you get like a fun thing to play with or to have your GM play with, which I think is just fun, even if it's, you know, a starting point for like a personal plot or whatever.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Is there a 2E equivalent of Hunted? Like 3.5?
I think so.
I love this concept. I loved when people would take Hunted as a 3.5 GM, because then you'd have like you could have like a reoccurring villain who, while not like
so
in
there's hilariously there is Haunted, so you can be followed by a spirit or
that
entity.
Also works.
You can be a hunter. So there might not be like a 1-to-1, but there's a couple that I think are fairly close
this is it.
to that.
I think you just nailed it. That this whoever is hunting you can like show back up and have interactions, and I love it. I love when players give you the opportunity to be like, let me make an NPC for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I like that. Was it Sam's campaign that you had, or was it Ryan's? I don't know. Somebody that you had to build an NPC. It might have been Greg's. I don't know. But we did a campaign where you like had to build an NPC. As a this is a relational NPC in your story, and like give it to the GM. Did we have to? I don't know.
I think it was yours, Ryan. I think.
It's been.
Because I remember who my NPC was, but I'm like, who was that character for me?
I don't know. I think I've had people make. I don't know if I've ever had anyone spec out an NPC.
Well,
I don't know that it was spec.
I think people be like,
out.
you need to tell me who. Like, give me a person who.
Yeah,
I think it was that.
It was like give a person.
Yeah.
I think that's just cool. And then like you could have people like, this is my ally, this is my childhood friend, this is the person who is hunting me.
Yeah,
this is the person I stole from.
I think Greg did it too, though, because I remember Letty's gnome. He ended up bringing in the character that she.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Came up with for it. Yeah.
I love it. Give your GM tools.
Those
are awesome.
Make their life easier.
It is so much nicer when you, as a player, you hand open plot hooks to your GM.
Yeah.
Like, here are some things that are left unresolved. If you would like to use them, if you would not like to use them, they are resolved.
Yep. Yep. Love it.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for sharing some backgrounds today. Hopefully, we've inspired some fun character building. This has been Tabletop Finds. We will be back with regular episodes and content later, and check out our survey. As Tyler said, let us know your thoughts and give us some feedback so we can make a plan for where we go next.
Thanks, everybody.